has a ratio. Beauty has math to it. Every aspect in life that you see is beautiful. Has this perfect ratio that tells the human mind that that is beautiful. And that's how we view the world. I remember I was in class 2. All my friends could draw a car and I couldn't. So I felt a type of way not being able to draw a car because of the straight lines and stuff. So I went to a cousin of mine. She was in class 8, and I told her, could you draw a car for me? She had a boyfriend, so she told the boyfriend to draw the car for me. So the boyfriend drew the best car because he was actually drawing it for the girlfriend. Didn't know, I think, but I got the drawing, took it to my friends, and my friends were like, wow, this thing is amazing. And I felt a type of way because that wasn't my work, so all that praise was turned into loathing, so I had to do something for myself. So I went back home, took a piece of paper out of an exercise book, so I drew this scene from a forest of an elephant in a forest, but it was crushing a human skull. So I took it back to my friends. My friends were like, wow, amazing. And for me that was like the eureka moment, like, oh, I could do something that no one else in my entire age group could do. They could only draw cars, I could draw animals, I could draw something more. I could give life to what was lifeless, an empty page, and that drove a spark in me. And when I took my painting, my drawing to my mother, she decided to buy me the first pack of crayons. In high school, I met the most amazing art teacher. He was actually called Mr. Okinyi. Now, Mr. Okinyi was this art teacher who allowed me to really, really understand art and what creativity was, because unlike other people who try to teach you creativity, for him it was more like, I'll give you the tools so that you can be creative. So he taught me the techniques, but never really pushed me towards one technique. He would tell me, it's up to you to explore and find yourself, and with that you'll find your own unique brand and your own unique way to create your sort of creativity. Be your own Leonardo da Vinci. If it's working with paper, I can work with paper. If it's working with canvas, I can work on canvas. If it's working on wood, I can work on wood. If it's working on film or photography, I want to be the guy whose name will be posted in every one of those art aspects.
I'd be asked, what do you want to be doing in 10 years' time? And it would be obvious, wake up to create something. I'm not sure what it is, but wake up to create something. So I am not the sort of artist who, I don't draw. People always ask, do you draw, do you paint? And I'm like, no, I just create stuff. As in, I look at something and say, okay, if we put it together like this, this is how it will come together. I homeschool my kids. And so it is, because of that, I can't have formal employment. And luckily, because of the nature of my work being online, I didn't have to have formal employment. But I always wanted something more. It started with a small item, and I saved for it because there were so many other priorities at the time. And it had to be one day to say, no, I'm closing my eyes and I'm buying that drill, or I'm buying that grinder, or I'm buying that hammer.
I noticed an inclination towards things wooden. Where I would see pictures, whether it's on the internet or on a magazine, and anything I would deem dual tone, dark wood and light wood together, and it would spark an excitement that I could not explain. It became a kind of nearly an obsession, but not that much of an obsession. It's a thought that kept bugging me, and I had to, it's a kind of thing you file in your mind and put it away, and you need to do something about that. You don't know what and you don't know when, but there's an interest picked there, and it's something you want to pursue. And a few years ago, I decided to start working with wood. I simply, the initial plan was to make a gift for someone. The idea was to make a gift for someone and put some text on wood. And I did not know how to do that. So as it is in this day and age, you go online and do a few searches. And I found that I could transfer printed material from paper onto wood. And I tried it. I bought a piece of wood. In the office, I'm in IT, there's a printer. Printed whatever I needed to print backwards. In wood, when you're finishing, you use varnish. So I bought some varnish, applied it on the wood, and tried that once. And I liked the outcome. I found myself buying saws and measuring tools and all those kind of things. And I had to have a conversation with my wife that in as much as we want to have some money kept aside, I need money for an expensive saw and this other thing. And this began as a balcony project for me. And in a few years, we have gotten here.
Wood is a really interesting medium to work with because unlike most mediums that you can add and take away from, wood is a very unforgiving medium. It will smack you in the face because there's no reverse button when it comes to you making a mistake. Covering it up will take the beauty out of the wood itself. Yeah, and this is wood that you've gotten from nature. It's already beautiful. So why would you take something beautiful from nature just to make something ugly from it? Does not make sense to me. So wood as a medium, though unforgiving, can give you the best results because it needs care, and all that care comes to show when the work is done. Being the creative manager in Knock on Wood is one of the best feelings you can ever get, because first of all, I get to create. And that's something. You're giving life to something that had nothing. You're giving form to something that was formless. Although that's a little bit wrong because nature is beautiful by itself, but you're adding to what nature has given you, and what you're giving someone is gonna put a smile on their face, gonna make their life happier.
The artistic appeal of whatever furniture we make, the artistic appeal of whatever pieces we make can be done differently so that whatever you do get from us, you're pretty much certain you're not going to find the exact same thing with anybody else.
When a customer walks into or calls us or communicates with us and tells us, we need this space, I need this space, we go down and sit down and go through that creative process to get your design to a peak of beauty that appeals only to you, that will make you smile, that will make you happy. Every time you look at it, you won't go like, I wish I didn't buy that, I wish I didn't get that. You'll go like, ooh, yeah, I got that, and you'll be happy every time you walk in your house. Everything that comes from Knock on Wood, be it toys, be it furniture, be it decorations, anything, it's tailored for you, just to make you happy. And in fact, I think every time an item walks out of our workshop, it's like a piece of me is leaving me.
To me, going beyond means never stopping the learning process. Nothing of what I do is because I was taught necessarily in a formal classroom or that sort of thing. Most of the expression in Knock on Wood is totally from the point of, I want to do this. I want to know how to make that joint. I want to see the result of epoxy with wood in this shape on a table that someone will buy and take to their house. So going beyond is constantly learning.